blood, handcuffs, screams. This wasn't just another love and hip-hop episode, this was a full-blown war. Stevie J arrested. Lil Scrappy hospitalized. And the cameras? Still rolling. Ask yourself this: what kind of betrayal makes a man snap so hard he ends up in an ambulance while another gets thrown in the back of a squad car, still yelling Bambi's name like a curse? This wasn't staged TV drama. This was real. Raw. Ruthless. And the footage? Being buried faster than Stevie J's last failed comeback. I'm talking leaked text messages. Explosive audio. A backstage brawl so wild, one staff member said, it was like watching Mike Tyson swing on Suge Knight in a broom closet. And what sparked it all? A years-long beef, a woman at the center, and a betrayal so cold it damn near stopped Scrappy's heart. Think you've seen drama before? Nah. You've never seen this. Because what just went down behind those studio doors is about to expose the ugliest truth reality TV ever tried to hide. Don't blink. Don't scroll. Because by the end of this video, you'll be asking yourself, who really planned this, and why now? Just when you thought the drama between Lil Scrappy, Bambi, and Stevie J had reached its peak, think again. This isn't just another reality TV meltdown. This is full-blown chaos, with flashing lights, screaming fans, and a stretcher rolling out from backstage. It all went down at an exclusive, sold-out love and hip-hop reunion taping that was never supposed to make it to public ears. Cameras weren't rolling when fists flew, but insiders are leaking everything. According to sources, backstage tension had been boiling for weeks. Lil Scrappy, still emotionally battered from the fallout with Bambi, showed up looking like he had something to prove. And Stevie J? He didn't show up to play peacemaker. In fact, insiders say Stevie walked into that green room like he owned the network, sunglasses on, bottle in hand, smirk on his face, and no apologies in his mouth. Security was on edge from the moment these two locked eyes. They knew. We all knew. Something was coming. But no one expected it to be this explosive. Right before the main taping started, Mama D was seen pacing furiously, talking to producers with her hands waving in the air. She allegedly warned them, if y'all let Bambi and Stevie be in the same room with my baby, I swear for God I'm tearing this whole set down. Nobody listened. And now we're left with broken glass, felony charges, and an ICU report that reads, contusions, internal bleeding, possible concussion. So what really went down? Who threw the first punch? And why did Stevie J leave in handcuffs while Scrappy left in an ambulance? Let's break it all the way down. It started backstage in the holding area. Scrappy had just gotten mic'd up when Stevie J strutted in with two unknown industry friends who seemed more like hired muscle than actual guests. One eyewitness claimed Stevie loudly joked, "Hope nobody in here still crying over Bambi's OnlyFans, 'cause she made more money than y'all in a weekend." That's when Scrappy snapped. He stood up, tossed his phone on the couch and reportedly said, "You still talking after what you did? You a whole clown, Stevie." The room went silent. Production assistants froze. Security started inching closer. But Stevie didn't stop. He leaned in and allegedly whispered something. Something nobody will repeat on record. And that's when Scrappy lunged. Chairs flew. One of Stevie's guys got shoved into the wall so hard a painting fell. Someone screamed. A producer yelled, "Cut the feed." But it was too late. By the time security got between them, Scrappy had blood on his lip and Stevie was gasping, holding his ribs like something cracked. But the wildest part? That wasn't even the end. Steave allegedly pulled a blade from his back pocket. Yeah, you heard that right. A tiny silver switchblade. And not for decoration. Security tackled him instantly. Scrappy, still shouting, collapsed against a wall clutching his side. Paramedics were called. Steave J was handcuffed right there on set. And Scrappy? Loaded into a stretcher in front of a screaming audience that had no idea this was real. Word spread like wildfire. By the time they got Scrappy to the ER, TMZ was already outside the hospital gates. One nurse said they've never seen so many camera flashes in the parking lot, not even when Kanye's cousin came in for that foot thing. Meanwhile, Mama D was outside the police station giving an impromptu press conference like she was running for mayor. I told them Steave J was poison. That man been leeching off drama since '03. And now my baby laying up in a hospital bed. But it gets deeper. Turns out, this wasn't just about Bambi. Or clout. Or even respect. This goes back to a dirty little secret nobody was supposed to know. Apparently, there's a hidden deal between Steave J and Bambi. Multiple sources claim they've been quietly collaborating on a new reality spin-off, without Scrappy. That's right. A whole new love and hip-hop project where Scrappy wasn't even invited. The working title? Bambi and the Bad Guy. And guess who was allegedly behind the pitch? Mona. Freaking Scott. Word on the street is Scrappy found out about the show just days before the reunion taping. He was furious. Betrayed. Embarrassed. That's why he came in hot. That's why he confronted Steave. And that's why everything exploded. But here's the kicker, Scrappy's hospitalization might not just be from the fight. A leaked ER report, allegedly sent to a gossip blogger by a hospital insider, shows unusual substances found in his system. We're talking sedatives. High doses. Stuff that shouldn't be there. Unless someone slipped it to him. Fans are already speculating, was Scrappy drugged before the taping? One anonymous crew member says he was acting off before Steave even showed up. Slurring words. Stumbling a bit. Not like himself at all. If that's true, this isn't just a fight. It's a setup. And Steave J? He's not saying a word. His team released a one-line statement, Steave J maintains his innocence and will not be commenting at this time. But the damage is done. Backstage is being treated as a crime scene. The entire Love and Hip Hop set is under investigation. Contracts are on hold. Lawyers are circling. Producers are scrambling to figure out how to spin this without getting sued. But you know who's not staying quiet? Bambi. She took to Instagram Live within hours of the news breaking. Face beat. Filter on. Sipping white wine. And said, "All I'ma say is y'all only know half the story. And trust me, when the real tea drop, don't be acting brand new." The comments? A mess. You set Scrappy up, girl. You dirty for this. Steave ain't sh*t but you the devil. She ended the live with a wink and the words, "Season premiere coming soon." You can't make this stuff up. And guess who just hired a top-tier entertainment lawyer with ties to the Kardashians? That's right. Steave J. The same man who once said, "I'll never need a lawyer, I don't do drama." Well, now he's facing 2 felony charges and possibly a civil suit if Scrappy's legal team goes forward. And speaking of legal teams, Scrappy's lawyers just issued a cease and desist to Mona Scott's production company demanding all unreleased footage of the fight be turned over immediately. Where does that leave Love and Hip Hop? In Shambles. But hold up, we're just getting started. Coming up next, we break down the contracts, the alleged backdoor deals, the fake friendships, and the real reason this beef exploded on reunion night. And just when you thought this toxic train wreck couldn't get any messier? Boom, out of nowhere, backstage surveillance footage mysteriously leaked, showing a blur of chaos, shoving, and what looked like Stevie J lunging at someone before the camera cuts out. Ain't it convenient how the footage goes black right when fists start flying? But what we do know is this: security had to break through not one, not two, but 3 locked dressing room doors to pull Lil Scrappy off of Stevie J, whose shirt was allegedly ripped down the middle, revealing a bruised chest and a bleeding lip. Now here's where it gets even more twisted. Sources close to production, and when we say close, we mean nosy makeup artists who overhear everything, claim Scrappy wasn't even supposed to be in that area. He was done filming. But fate, or drama, would have it, Bambi was filming a confessional just 2 rooms down with Stevie J standing in as a surprise guest star. That's right. Mona pulled one of her dirty little producer tricks again, bringing Stevie in as a plot twist without telling Scrappy. And the second he caught wind of that, man snapped. Scrappy apparently kicked through a prop wall, stormed onto set, and yelled something like, "Y'all trying to play me like I'm weak? I'll show y'all weak." And that's when the real chaos started. People screaming. Producers ducking. Mona? Nowhere to be found. Typical. Anonymous security personnel, who we'll call Rico for now, told us off the record, "We've seen fights. We've seen drinks thrown. But never anything like this." That man wasn't fighting for the cameras. He was fighting like he'd been betrayed in real life. That wasn't reality TV. That was raw pain. Oh, but don't worry. Mona Scott Young wasn't about to let that go to waste. Cameras kept rolling. You better believe it. Word is the footage is now locked in a vault being reviewed for legal implications. But knowing Mona, it'll be repackaged, remixed, and dropped in a mid-season trailer to juice the ratings through the roof. Meanwhile, Lil Scrappy, with busted knuckles and a dislocated shoulder, had to be escorted to the hospital where, brace yourself, he reportedly passed out in the hallway from a panic attack. Nurses thought he was overdosing. But turns out, it was just the weight of betrayal that finally broke him down. Family, fame, and fake love. It all came crashing at once. As for Stevie J, that man was allegedly handcuffed at the scene and dragged out the side exit to avoid paparazzi. What for? Assault with intent, they say. But Stevie's team is already spinning it. One of his reps went online saying, Stevie was ambushed. He was the victim. He was trying to de-escalate. De-escalate? Since when does a man covered in another man's blood look like a peacemaker? And oh, the internet had thoughts.